Biomed Nexus Daily Updates, your essential biotech, medtech, and pharma recap. No noise, just what matters. TLDR FDA Commissioner Makary resigned on Tuesday after 13 months in the role. The resignation followed days of reporting that the White House had signed off on a plan to replace him. The final trigger was a disagreement over flavored e-cigarette authorization, which Makary opposed but was overruled on. Kyle Diamantas, Deputy Commissioner for Food, has been named Acting Commissioner. 3 Senate-confirmed health positions are now vacant: FDA Commissioner, CDC Director, and Surgeon General. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy, Jr. said, "The search for a new commissioner is already underway and we will move forward with urgency." European mid-sized pharma companies are snapping up US biotechs at an accelerating pace, according to Biospace. Chiesi, Calvista, Angelini, Catalyst, UCB, Candid, Neurona, and Elio Pharma, Replay, all announced deals in the past month. New cardiovascular guidelines from the American Heart Association and American College of Cardiology call for more aggressive LDL reduction, focusing on maintaining low levels of 2 key lipoproteins. Merck and Amgen are doubling down on the opportunity. Executive takeaway: it's over. Makary tried to hold the center between the MAHA agenda and traditional FDA regulation, and in the end, neither side was satisfied. Harvard's Dr. Aaron Kesselheim told Democracy Now! Nobody was happy with what he did. The final straw was e-cigarettes, not drugs. Makary opposed authorizing fruit-flavored vapes because of their appeal to young people. He was overruled. A source told CNN he doesn't want to approve youth-appealing flavors, but has been forced to by the powers that be. He resigned Tuesday, one day before he was scheduled to testify before the Senate on the FDA's proposed budget. CNBC reported that a senior administration official couldn't point to one issue, but described a buildup of many problems, including abortion policy. Kennedy praised Makary on social media but said the search for a replacement is already underway. The practical impact on pharma is immediate. PDUFA reauthorization negotiations are underway. The CNPV program has active filings. Revolution Medicines, Lilly T2D, the expedited IND pathway needs a champion, and the RTCT pilot is supposed to launch this summer. All of this is now in the hands of Kyle Diamantas, a food safety official with no drug development background. The industry's chief regulator is gone, and the 3 most important Senate-confirmed health positions in the country are sitting empty. Read full analysis. What to watch? Acting Commissioner Diamantas. His first decisions on drug-related matters will signal whether the FDA's drug development agenda continues or shifts. He comes from the food side of the agency. PDUFA reauthorization. The prescription. Drug User Fee Act expires September 30, 2027. Negotiations with industry are underway. A leadership vacuum at the FDA complicates these discussions. CNPV program. Continuity. Revolution Medicines and Lilly, Foundayo T2D, have CNPV filings planned. Whether the program continues operating during the transition is the immediate question. Permanent nominee. Kennedy said the search is underway. Stephen Hahn and Brett Giroir remain potential nominees. Confirmation requires Senate approval. Makary was confirmed 56-44. ASCO, 17 days. Revolution Medicines plenary session May 31st. Policy and regulatory. Makary resigns after 13 months. Diamantas named acting commissioner. What happened? FDA Commissioner Marty Makary resigned on Tuesday, May 12th, ending a turbulent 13-month tenure. The Washington Post reported the resignation came after months of turmoil at the agency and White House staff last week signing off on a plan to replace him. Trump announced Kyle Diamantas as acting commissioner on Truth Social. Diamantas was elevated to be one of Kennedy's deputy secretaries and oversees the FDA's food program. The final trigger multiple outlets reported that the immediate cause was Makary's opposition to authorizing fruit-flavored e-cigarettes. Trump had pledged to protect the vaping industry during the 2024 campaign. The FDA announced its first approval of fruit-flavored vapes shortly before Makary's departure. A source told CNN that Makary doesn't want to approve youth-appealing flavors, but has been forced to by the powers that be. The New York Times reported that this conflict was what ultimately prompted Makary's decision to resign. The broader context: CNBC reported that the resignation reflected a buildup of many problems, including abortion policy, mifepristone handling angered anti-abortion groups, internal dysfunction. Former cancer regulator Dr. Richard Pazdur cited Makary's leadership as his reason for leaving, and mounting backlash from drug makers, physicians, and patient groups on regulatory decisions, including high-profile rejections of rare disease treatments. Axios noted that Makary's departure means 3 Senate-confirmed health positions are now vacant: FDA Commissioner, CDC Director, and Surgeon General. Executive impact: Kennedy praised Makary on social media. "Marty, you took on entrenched interests, challenged the status quo, and never lost sight of the American people we serve." He added, "The search for a new commissioner is already underway, and we will move forward with urgency." For the pharmaceutical industry, the concerns are practical. PDUFA reauthorization negotiations are active. The CNPV program has pending and planned applications. The expedited IND pathway was Makary's signature legislative proposal. The real-time clinical trial pilot was supposed to launch this summer. Staff morale at the FDA had already plummeted after layoffs and departures of career agency scientists. CNBC. A prolonged leadership vacuum risks slowing regulatory decisions at a time when the industry is filing more applications than at any point in recent memory. Corporate and business developments: European mid-caps are buying American biotechs at an accelerating pace. Biospace reported on Tuesday that mid-sized European drug makers are snapping up US biotechs at an accelerating pace, with differing views on whether the activity represents the rise of a new buyer class or a quirk of timing. Recent deals from European acquirers include Chiesi, Italy, Calvista, $1. 9B, hereditary angioedema, April 29th, Angelini, Italy, Catalyst Pharmaceuticals, $31. 50 share, Neurology, May 8, UCB, Belgium, Candid Therapeutics, 2B, Autoimmune TCE, May 12, plus Neurona Therapeutics, 15B, Epilepsy, April 17, Elio Pharma, Denmark, Replay Gene Therapy, Rare Dermatology, May. Combined, European mid-cap acquirers have deployed more than $5. 5B in announced deals in the past month. The drivers are similar to their US counterparts: patent cliff pressure, pipeline gaps, and attractive biotech valuations. But the pattern is new. Historically, cross-border biopharma M&A has been dominated by mega-cap acquirers: Novartis, Roche, AstraZeneca, Sanofi. The emergence of Chiesi, Angelini, UCB, and Elio as active buyers signals that the M&A wave has broadened beyond the usual suspects. Clinical and research updates: new guidelines push for more aggressive LDL reduction. New cardiovascular guidelines from the American Heart Association and American College of Cardiology call for more aggressive management of LDL cholesterol, emphasizing sustained low levels of apolipoprotein B and LDL particles as key targets, according to Biospace. Merck and Amgen are doubling down on the opportunity. Merck is advancing its PCSK9 program, and Amgen's Repatha franchise is positioned to benefit from broadened treatment recommendations. The guidelines could expand the addressable market for PCSK9 inhibitors and next-generation lipid-lowering agents significantly, particularly among patients who do not achieve adequate control on statins alone. BridgeBio's Attribute shows survival signal versus Pfizer's Tafamidis in ATTR-CM Biospace reported that indirect comparisons between BridgeBio's Attruby and Pfizer's Tafamidis products showed a numerical survival benefit with BridgeBio's drug in transthyretin amyloid cardiomyopathy, ATTR-CM. While indirect comparisons carry significant limitations, the data position Attruby as a potentially differentiated competitor in the ATTR-CM market. The class generates multi-billion-dollar revenue for Pfizer and represents one of the fastest-growing segments in cardiovascular medicine. The week ahead, May 19th, RBC Global Healthcare Conference, New York. Late May, Commerce Section 232 report on medical devices expected. May 29th, FDA RTCT public comment period, closes May 29th to June. ASCO annual meeting, Chicago. May 31, ASCO plenary, Resolute 302, full data, RVMD. June 4th, Jefferies Global Healthcare Conference, New York. Read, full analysis, Biomed, Nexus, Pro, Institutional Intelligence Brief, the regulatory vacuum, updated assessment. The situation is now worse than we outlined on Monday. On Monday, Makary's departure was planned but not executed. Now it is done. Here is the updated status of every key initiative, CNPV program, operating but uncertain. 3 NMEs approved, Foundayo, Otamani, plus Bizengri under accelerated review. Psychedelic CNPVs issued. Revolution Medicines and Lilly T2D filings are planned. Risk level elevated from moderate to high. Diamantas has no track record on drug development decisions. Expedited IND pathway stalled. This was Makary's signature legislative proposal. Without a commissioner advocating for it in Congress, the proposal is unlikely to survive PDUFA negotiations. Risk level very high. Real-time clinical trial. Pilot uncertain. AstraZeneca and Amgen pilots are operational. Public comment period closes May 29th. But the broader pilot launch planned for this summer requires leadership direction. Risk level moderate to high. PDUFA reauthorization complicated. The prescription. Drug User Fee Act expires September 30th, 2027. Industry negotiations are underway. A leadership vacuum at the FDA introduces uncertainty into fee structures, review timelines, and performance goals that affect every company filing an NDE or BLA. FDA staffing critical. Former cancer regulator Dr. Richard Pazdur cited Makary's leadership as his reason for leaving. Multiple senior scientists departed during his tenure. Staff morale is described as having plummeted. Rebuilding institutional expertise takes years, not months. The European buyer, thesis, the emergence of European mid-caps as active US biotech acquirers reflects a structural shift. These companies face the same pipeline pressures as mega-caps, but with smaller balance sheets, making US clinical-stage biotechs, which are priced well below 2021 highs, particularly attractive targets. The pattern? European companies with established commercial franchises in specific therapeutic areas are acquiring US biotechs to extend those franchises. UCB, Immunology Neuroscience, bought Candid, autoimmune TCE, and Neurona, epilepsy cell therapy. Chiesi, rare disease, bought Calvista, ICE. Angelini, neurology, bought Catalyst, Lambert Eaton. Leo Pharma, dermatology, bought Replay, gene therapy for genetic skin disease. Biospace noted differing views on whether the activity represents the rise of a new buyer class or a quirk of timing. The consistency of the strategic logic across 4 different companies suggests this is structural, not coincidental. Expect more European mid-cap deals in H2 2026. Cardiovascular, the next growth vertical. The updated AHA-ACC guidelines expand the population eligible for aggressive lipid management, particularly PCSK9 inhibitors, Repatha, Praluent, and emerging agents. Biospace reported Merck and Amgen are doubling down on the opportunity. The cardiovascular drug market has been quiet relative to oncology and GLP-1 in recent years. These guidelines could change that. If PCSK9 inhibitors move from specialty prescribing to broader primary care use, the revenue opportunity expands significantly. Amgen's Repatha and Regeneron Sanofi's Praluent are positioned to benefit immediately. Next-generation lipid agents, inclisiran, bempedoic acid combinations, also gain relevance. For our readers, cardiovascular is a vertical we have covered lightly in this series. With new guidelines, active pipeline investment from Merck and Amgen, and BridgeBio's ATTR-CM data challenging Pfizer, expect more CV coverage in the weeks ahead. Catalyst calendar, May 2026. Forward date, event tickers, TBD FDA, Permanent Commissioner nominee, expected in coming weeks, NMA, 19 RBC Global Healthcare Conference, New York. Multiple late May Commerce, Section 232 report on medical devices expected MDT, BSX, SYK, ISRGMA, 29 FDA, RTCT public comment period, closes on May 29 to June, 2 ASCO annual meeting, Chicago, multiple May, 31 ASCO, plenary, Resolute 302, full data RVMD June, 4 Jeffries, Global Healthcare Conference, New York, multiple late Q2 Lilly Foundeo, T2D, filing under CMPV, if program continues, LLY June 2026, Takeda CEO transition, Julie Kim, TAC July 1 Medicare, GLP-1, Bridge program launches, LLY NVOQ 2026, Teva, IMLX, close expected, Teva July 31 section, 232, pharma tariffs, effective, large companies, multiple H2 2026, Foundayo T2D regulatory action expected, LLY H2, 2026, Lilly, Kelonia, close expected, LLY H2, New 2026, Ajax, proof of concept data expected, LLY H2, 2026, Revolution, Medicines, CNPV NDA filing, expected RVMDH2, 2026, Novo Nordisk Awiklayu, SC launch, first weekly insulin, NBO mid-2026, Lilly retatrutide, phase 3 obesity readouts, Triumph program, Elwicept 19 Ultragenics, UX1111, PDUFA, Sanfilippo type A gene therapy. Rarecept 29 section 232 pharma tariffs, effective all other companies. Multiple Cept 30 2027 PDUFA expires, reauthorization negotiations underway. Multiple DES 7 Lilly Investment Community Meeting LLY, visit the ProHub read. Full article, is your company listed in the Biomed Nexus directory? 2104 companies across 14 categories. Claim or upgrade your listing. Sponsorship slots for 2026 are limited. See packages and pricing. New Biomed Nexus signals, weekly sales intelligence for life sciences BD teams. Learn more.